Firstly, are you okay? I hope so.
We've known who the presenter is for days now. His name has been swirling around newsrooms.
It is fair to say that the presenter at the heart of this is also extremely angry.
Hello, I'm Huw Edwards and I present the news on BBC One.
Is it in the public interest or merely of interest to the public?
Is that this is such dramatic news. I mean, this is a man who has embodied BBC values, has been the face of the BBC.
It's something that is new, something that is current.
There is no information to indicate that a criminal offence has been committed.
I must just correct something as well, because this is all breaking in the last few minutes. He has not resigned. He has been named by his wife. He has not resigned.
Yes,
It is a story which has dominated the airwaves.
There is no further police action.
The BBC has just reported that Huw Edwards is facing yet more allegations of inappropriate behaviour this evening.
So for me, this is very, very special. It was something that really connected with people.
The fresh accusations are that he behaved inappropriately towards colleagues at the BBC.
And this is where you really need to start. There are possible news stories everywhere you look. So good luck.
And this is effectively the end of Huw Edwards' career.
If we just pause for a moment and take a step back, is there any concrete evidence that this said presenter has acted unlawfully?
We need to know a lot from the Sun newspaper now about what its evidence was and what it's done.
Told you something interesting was going to happen this year with regards to the BBC and the licence fee. I didn't see this one coming. Like I said, something's going to happen this year. It will. And the BBC has this huge history of controversies.
So, here we are.
Hi, it's me again. And yeah, good old Vanessa Feltz there. She's right. There's more allegations have come out. Didn't I tell you? I know I put it at the end of that little montage thing there. I've been saying all year something big's going to happen with the BBC that's really going to affect change. Could this be the thing? Let's have a look at what this fresh allegations is about, shall we? So Huw Edwards faces fresh allegations of sending inappropriate messages to BBC colleague. How deep is this rabbit hole going to go, do you think? Because normally when something like this comes out in the open, and no one's saying he's done anything illegal at the minute, but immoral also isn't very good, is it? But normally when something like this comes out, more and more people feel the confidence to come to the front and say, it happened to me as well. Where will this end for Huw Edwards, and where will this end? Where will this end for the BBC? I mean, there was another headline here somewhere. Where was it? Oh yeah, Vanessa Feltz issues warning over Huw Edwards' sex pic scandal and riddled TV industry. Riddled. We'll come to that one in a minute. Let's have a look at this inappropriate messages one, see what else this says. The employee has told BBC News that the messages were suggestive. Two more BBC colleagues, including one who has since left, also said they received suggestive messages that made them feel uncomfortable. Lucy Manning further explained this evening that current BBC employees said this year they had received suggestive messages on social media from the presenter. They believed the messages were inappropriate, especially as the presenter was a much more senior colleague. You know, morals and the BBC don't really go together. Isn't he a married man? What kind of married man carries on like that? It must be what the BBC does to you. All the fame and all the reputation that he gained, he just thought he was above being found out. And that's how these people who have done worse crimes than he currently has been accused of, the other people who've done crimes, get away with it for so long because they feel like they're above it. But the riddled TV industry claim from Vanessa Feltz, I could believe that. I could believe that. Couldn't you believe that? What you got to say about it, Vanessa? Vanessa said, does it feel as if I work in an industry which is riddled with that sort of thing? Yes. People will forgive you anything if you're authentic, but not if you're trying to pull the wool over their eyes. In those days, I had my radio show on BBC London, and I asked listeners if it happened in your geography department or dry cleaners or wherever you work, and I got inundated. I think if I worked in any other industry, it'd be exactly the same, unfortunately. So basically, the world is inundated with immoral people and perverts and pedos then. Is that what you're saying, Vanessa? It's not the world I want to live in. Sadly, I do mean sadly, it's starting to sound more and more true, but it's not the world I want to live in. And I have been inundated with messages and emails from people who want to know more about how to cancel their TV licence, what they have to do, what they have to worry about. And not just me, other people in this zone who say the same sort of things I say have been riddled as well. I've been speaking to quite a few of them, and they're inundated with messages. So what I want to say is, if you're still a licence fee payer and this has turned you around, yeah, good. That's the way it should be. Do you want to fund this organisation? Really? You really want to fund this organisation? So yeah, get your licence cancelled. But if you know people that are still paying their licence fee, look, here's the video, right? If you click the main page on my YouTube thing here, you'll come across this video. And the links below, top pinned comment, description, all of that stuff. Share it around, put it on your Facebook, put it on your social media. It's dead clear, excuse me, to understand, for people to know what they can and can't watch and what they need to do. And honestly, you won't miss out much telly. I reckon, I've said it a few times, haven't I? I reckon you can still watch 90% of the stuff you'd watch anyway without paying the licence fee. So get that video shared around. Now, going through all the news clips and everything, there was quite a few of his colleagues or people that have worked with Huw in the past that are defending him, saying the Sun's going to have to stand up and show evidence for these allegations. So do you honestly think the Sun, I know the Sun's not the best newspaper in the world, but I quite like the Sun. If they couldn't back it up, that they go this public with it, that could bring the Sun down, the amount of bloody legal challenges that would bring up. You know, keep defending him all you want if he's your mate. Nigel Farage on GB News said he's my mate. You know, but whether it's illegal or not, what he's done, we don't know the full ins and outs of it yet. It's very immoral. And as the lead news anchor for the BBC, he represents the BBC and the BBC's values, which are, as we know, immoral. So, yeah, it's interesting to see where this is going to go. I'm glad they finally named him, because he was bringing other... I mean, I don't care for Jeremy Vine. I don't particularly care for Ryland. I don't particularly care for Graham Norton. But their names were being dragged through the mud on social media unfairly at this stage. And that's not right, is it? So I'm glad they finally named him. I'm surprised it was his wife. I'm still getting conflicted information here about who the 17-year-old was, whether it was male or female, don't know. I'm sure everything's going to come out in the light of day. But he is, at the moment, very depressed and very poorly and sitting in hospital. I'd be depressed if my career was completely knackered through my own immoral actions. Also, you. So I'm interested to see where that goes with that. And his wife, is she going to stand by him? I wouldn't stand by my partner. Don't know. I will keep you updated the more I know. But as I said, do pass that video around. I'll make sure the link's below. I'll make sure it's on my Twitter and on my Facebook in a minute. I'll try and remember. Pass that around as much as you can and get more people. While it's hot, people are talking about it. Let's help them not fund this terrible, immoral corporation. Because I think heads are going to roll over this. I really do. I can see the boss of the BBC having to step down over this. I can see it. Is it enough to bring down the entire corporation yet? Probably not, right? Probably not. But if more people come forward about more different presenters, if there's truth to it and they can back it up, couldn't it? Let me know what you think about it all down in the comments below. And I did block the words Huw and Edwards from the comments section because I didn't want to get into any trouble before he was named. That's unblocked now. So, yeah, you can talk as normal. I didn't want to have to do it, but I didn't want to get into any trouble. So you can write your comments down below. Let me know your thoughts on it. Hit subscribe button, like button, all that stuff. And I'll see you in the next one, whenever that will be. Ta-da.